Hi, it's Michael, clinical psychologist at Grove Psychology. I want to talk a little bit today about how shame influences anxiety and how that can get in the way of making progress in our life and challenging ourselves, particularly when things are a little bit hard and get outside our comfort zone. And I want to talk a little bit about the structures in our brain in terms of fear. So firstly, let's imagine you and I are going to a really large school, one of those schools that has kindergarten all the way to year 12. And in we go to the year ones, and we ask the year ones, and there's about 30 in the class, who here can draw? And I imagine then probably about 30 of the kids will stick their hand up. Yep, I can draw. And maybe in a few of them will be like, I'm the best, I'm so good at drawing, right? And then we go to the year 12 class, and let's say there's 30 kids in that year 12 class. And we ask the same question, who here can draw? And I wonder how many of those kids put their hand up. Let's say maybe 5 or 6 put their hand up. And the reason for that is that somewhere over the line from year 1 to year 12, through our growing up, we've added another word in there, which is who can draw well. Now, the question we've asked is who can draw? Well, everybody can draw. But when we've got to 16, 17, 18 years old, now we've added in through all the experiences that we've had growing up, the sense that the judgments that we've made about ourselves compared to other people, what the information from other people have told us. The question involves who can draw well. So the people who are confident put their hand up. Yes, I can draw. People who are not confident don't want to be called out. Don't want to say, yes, I can draw, in case they get, oh, show us. And then there's some judgment there. And this is where this aspect of shame comes involved. And this is when we go into a fear reaction. So let's think a little bit about how our brain's working at this point in time. We're having a really, really rapid response. Our brain is geared for survival. It served us as human beings very, very good over a long, long period of time, which is when there's something dangerous, you should probably avoid it, right? It makes sense from a survival point of view. In modern society, though, the things that were perhaps dangerous back several thousand years ago are not likely to be present or not likely to be so dangerous. So it might have been really dangerous for our ancestors to be kicked out of a group, right? Because they need to be part of the group, they need to be part of the tribe for safety. As modern human beings, that's less of a problem. It's not comfortable, but it's less likely to involve immediate danger. However, our brains still react that this way. Don't do things that might put you out in different from the group. So you want to be part of the group. You don't want to expose yourself. Now, if we think about what we're trying to do in terms of growth and challenge, in terms of trying to live maybe our best sort of life, then we need to be able to be sitting in a degree of uncomfortability that pushes us. Otherwise, we sit too much in a comfort zone. We've got this fear reaction. That's part of our old part of our brain. We're immediately feeling anxiety. New part of our brain, the prefrontal cortex, can take that information and then make a decision on whether we should react with anxiety, what we should do about that. But that's a few seconds slower than this immediate reaction. So we're already experiencing anxiety, we're already going into running away from that, being avoidant of it, because that makes sense from a safety point of view. And now we've got to make a decision. Do I expose myself to that anxiety? And that example from the school one is a really good one, because I think most of us can relate to that. But this happens in any other aspect of our life where we need to try and do something that is a little bit difficult, and we're doing things that avoid that, take us away from that. Makes a lot of sense, but perhaps it's not taking us towards the life that we want to be living. This could be going out to a party. This could be applying for a new job. This could be changing career. This could be asking somebody out to be in a relationship, whatever it might be. It's going to invoke anxiety because there's a risk of being exposed. We might have shameful feelings that are attached to that, and we're feeling anxiety about it. So the question now is, what do we do with that? How do we try and process that? And I want us to think about changing our viewpoint from a threat to a challenge. Can we get into challenge states rather than a threat state? Threat state would be, this is too overwhelming for me, I can't do it, I need to avoid it, to a challenge state of, this is difficult, but I can find the resources to help me through it. So we're not trying to get rid of the anxiety, even though it's uncomfortable. We're trying to move into a challenge state of, I find this challenging. This is going to push me a little bit, but it's also going to help me grow as a human being, and that's really important to me. Easier said than done, but it's a good way of trying to conceptualize of what's going on, that it's okay that I'm feeling this way. Right? That means that this thing is important to me. If it wasn't important, I wouldn't feel this way. How do I make the steps to go forward? Hope you found that useful. I'll speak again soon.